The pale sun of Kepler 186 rose over the jagged mineral cliffs, casting golden light across the Guardian's sanctuary. Kai, still marked by the trials of battle, stood at the threshold of the training grounds. His body trembled with fatigue, but his gaze carried new fire. A vessel without form is but clay in the hands of fate. A vessel must be shaped, or it will shatter. With dawn still clinging to the horizon, Kai stepped into the training grounds. Before him lay a series of trials set by the Guardians to test not his physical strength, but the mettle of his spirit. First, he had to pass through the circle of flame, a ring of blazing light that flared with every step he took forward. Within its searing embrace, his past self fought to keep pace with the present. Illusions flickered around him, whispering doubts, mocking his struggles. There was the frail boy hiding in the underbrush, the laughter of those who had once called him a coward, the echoing defeat of his father's final stand. But Kai walked on, his heart beating a steady tattoo against the drum of memory. When he reached the center of the circle, the flames parted, revealing a pathway forward. Taking a deep breath, Kai pushed on. Ahead lay the balance of worlds, a vast chamber dominated by fragments of shattered planets. These fragments orbited one another in slow motion, caught in a perpetual dance of collapse and survival. To pass this trial, Kai had to walk across them, leaping from fragment to fragment as they drifted past. With each step, the gravitational pull shifted violently, threatening to tear him apart. But Kai persisted, his gaze fixed on the fragments ahead. His movements grew fluid, his leaps becoming one with the drifting worlds. Slowly, his mind adapted to the chaos, finding harmony in the shifting pull. As he neared the end of the chamber, the fragments seemed to drift in time with his heartbeat, guiding him safely to the other side. The Guardians, observing from the shadows, noted his progress. Though battered and bruised, Kai stood firm, his spirit unbroken. Next, they led him to face the Guardian of Blades, a silent warrior cloaked in starlight whose staff glowed with contained energy. The fight was fierce. Kai attacked with desperate strikes fueled by the memory of all he had lost, but also by the hope for a future he dared to dream. The Guardian countered each blow with unwavering precision, forcing Kai to constantly be on the defensive. Each failed attack sent Kai crashing to the ground, each knockdown forcing him to dig deeper into the echo within. Yet, as the fight raged, something shifted in Kai. He began to adapt, to find openings in the Guardian's attacks, to time his own movements with the rhythms of the fight. Finally, with a last surge of adrenaline and a prayer to the will, Kai disarmed the Guardian, his body glowing faintly with the same starlight as the chamber itself. The Guardian of Blades lowered their staff, acknowledging Kai's victory with a slight nod. When the fight ended, the Guardians led Kai deeper into the sanctuary, away from the training grounds and towards a darkened hall. This was the final trial. Here, light yielded to shadow, sound to silence. As Kai stepped inside, the entrance rippled closed behind him, leaving him in total darkness. The Guardians spoke to him then, their voices echoing faintly within the darkness. "Here, you will remain until you can hear not with your ears, but with your spirit. The echo of the universe is all around you. Listen to it." And just like that, Kai was left alone in the darkness, his ears ringing with silence. Outside, the sun climbed higher in the sky, painting the cliffs of Kepler 186 with hues of gold and rose. Within the silent hall, Kai sat, crossed legs, eyes closed, listening to the hum of the stars, the echo of unseen currents, the pulse of the very will that had chosen him. Time lost all meaning until at last, slowly, the hall began to brighten, the darkness yielding to the soft glow of dawn. Hours later, Kai emerged from the hall. He was still bruised, still weary, but his steps were slower, stronger, his eyes calm, yet burning with newfound fire. The Guardians stood in silence, watching him as he approached. They had tested him in fire, in chaos, in stillness. In fire, he was tested. In chaos, he endured. In stillness, he awakened. The vessel was no longer unformed. It had begun to take shape, and so it was that Kai, the vessel chosen by the stars, began his training on Kepler 186f, the first step on his long journey. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more.